Thank you, Senator Kelly. Senator Tuberville, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Gentlemen, thanks for being here today. You're part of the most powerful military in the world. I'll ask all three of you this question. I know how are you going to answer this? Is there any enemy that could defeat the strongest force in the world, the United States military? And I know all of you are going to say no. So, Secretary Austin, since your confirmation in January, have you been denied any resources with regard to Afghanistan? I think I heard you say earlier you got everything you needed.
That's correct, Senator.
Yeah, thank you. On August 18th, you were asked why the U.S. wouldn't rescue Americans who couldn't reach the airport. You responded, quote, "I don't have the capability to go out and extend operations currently in Kabul," end quote. We saw the Germans, the French, the British rescue citizens in Kabul. But from this administration, which commands the world's most lethal fighting force, we saw nothing but blame, weakness, and our American citizens were left to fend for themselves. Our fighting men and women have the courage, training, and discipline to defeat the enemy anytime, anywhere. And there's people all over this country wondering why in the heck would we let our allies get their people and we didn't get ours. I want to thank all the hundreds of thousands of veterans and their families who sacrificed over the past 20 years. And I truly believe our soldiers didn't fail us. A lot of our leadership did. Secretary Austin, before President Biden even took office, you thought we needed to leave Afghanistan. On January the 19th, you told my colleague, Senator Sheehan, quote, "I think this conflict needs to come to an end, and we need to see an agreement reached and in accordance with what the President-elect wants to see," end quote. You testified that General Milley and General Miller had adequate resources to secure Afghanistan at a troop level of 2,500, but you told Senator Hawley you wanted to, quote, assess the situation and make recommendations to the President, end quote. I know how you're going to answer this. Did you give advice to the President on the withdrawal from Afghanistan without conditions, or is that the direction you got from him?
Again, my recommendations were a part of a very deliberate process where we presented a range of options for the President. And if I could, Senator, I'd like to go back to the first comment that you made about the question that I answered for a reporter who asked, why don't you go out and establish cordons and create safe passageways for our people just to move into the airport. At that point, early on in our deployment, we had less than 4,000 or about 4,000 troops to secure and defend the airport. And our troop presence continued to grow as we flowed people in. We used a number of innovative approaches to go out and pick up and facilitate the entry of American citizens into the airport as the situation continued to develop. But just wanted to give you a little context for that answer.
Well, thank you. And, you know, we're all talking about, did President Biden know all this? And, you know, my question about withdrawal, you know, basically there's two options. I can answer that for us. Either the President was given bad military advice or he gave his military the terrible decision and direction to surrender Afghanistan without condition. I'll have some more here in a few minutes. I just want to make a couple of statements. You know, the American people, especially the people I represent, they're disgusted by how this U.S. surrender happened in Afghanistan. And I know you've heard that yourselves, all three of you. Americans, veterans are pissed off that their service was squandered. Americans' allies are in disbelief, but Americans' enemies are delighted. The Taliban are euphoric at the job that happened with our military given the orders to retreat. President Biden abandoned our allies who fought alongside us for 20 years. This administration left American citizens behind enemy lines. We left $85 billion worth of equipment that the American taxpayers paid for, and this administration created sanctuary for terrorists to plot against the United States for years and years to come. It's just absolutely amazing that we did this. So I'll end it there. I know these guys need to probably take a break, but we'll see you after the break. Thanks, Mr. Chairman. I yield my time.
Thank you very much.